Hi friends, Mindy here. Welcome back to another installment of the Full Deck Challenge. This is for week 6. The prompt this week is light blue, and also had an additional prompt this time of working intuitively. So kind of just gluing things down without worrying too much or fussing. I sort of do that. Most of the time I work pretty intuitively anyway. And so I just kind of, glue things down and we just work with it how it goes. And so that's kind of what I'm doing today. I have pulled out a bunch of light blue things. I have my items from last week to my carryover items, which are those pieces from 49 in Market. And I thought I was going to use this vintage ledger that I have because it has the light blue lines on it. In the end, I actually do change that up a little bit. So I guess I wasn't really following the prompt of just gluing things down. But as you can see, this video is very short anyway because this card went really quickly. So I had pulled out a scrap of this Tim Holtz backdrops paper because it had some different shades of blue in it, and so I'm going to use that. I am going to ink these pieces, and I also have this vintage paper. This is actually from a railroad, and it's just this one section, but it had this like blue mark on it, like this blue line, and so I thought I would use that, trying to keep that blue area in there on my card. And so just trying to line everything up how I want them. Again, I'm using Project Life cards, not playing cards. I've done altered playing cards in the past, but really I'm trying to use up my stash. I have a lot of things in my stash, and so Project Life cards are the way to go. And it's really great because I'm already starting out with a backdrop, and so I'm trying to keep some of the blue lines in this background paper, and I ended up kind of covering all of the light blue lines that were in the background, but that is okay because I have other light blue pieces. You can see here just going around everything and adding some archival ink in ground espresso around everything. I really just kind of took this video and sped it up to twice the speed and didn't really edit anything out of it. So that's really how fast this card came together. You can see it, because it's a Project Life card, it has that little spot, it's meant for a title or journaling. That's the part I am going to really cover up. And so I have all of my pieces. I have my Yoo-Hoo glue stick here, and I'm going to start gluing things down now. So I'm starting with this railroad piece, and again, I'm trying to make sure that I keep that section that has that light blue line that was written on it from like a colored pencil or something. It's not an ink mark, but and then because I needed to, it was just a little bit too tall, I just folded it over the top to the back side, and that's fine. And then again, this is the Tim Holtz backdrop paper. Again, I just used the Yoo-Hoo glue stick for that as well. And I just wanted to have a little bit of a different kind of texture and another addition of blues here in my background. And I'm going to set this off to the side because now I will move to my art glitter glue for some of these heavier pieces. These are from 49 in Market, and so they are quite heavy duty, and so I just want to make sure that they're going to stick down well. This is from that same collection that I used last week. I cannot remember the name of it. And this label here is the same kind of label that I used on last week's card. The idea of Full Deck Challenge is to pull an item from the previous week to use on your card. And I'm going to be adding these acetate pieces as well. I really like just kind of the bold black and white on here, the contrast. One of the tricks to using an acetate piece, though, when you're using liquid adhesive, is just to kind of smear it around so that you have basically coverage all the way across your acetate piece. And so when you glue this down, you won't be able to see the lines from the acetate or from the glue through the acetate. And obviously it dries clear anyway, but you really just can't see it. So I do that with both of the pieces that I'm going to glue down. And you can see I also brought in my word that I made with my Dymo label maker. That is my constant item. Every week we'll have a word on it. And that word, I'm getting those words from my Word Study Wednesdays. So on the back of this card, I will write out the scripture and everything that this word is associated with. And you can see here, I'm just going through now and adding the rest of these pieces. I did the same thing with the glue and that other blue acetate piece, just kind of smearing it around. And then doing the same thing with this label, just gluing that down. And again, I am working with a Dymo label maker here, just trimming this down to fit. And I'm just kind of bridging that gap between that back ephemera piece and the very back card. Sometimes it just helps to break up those lines. And you can see I still have that Tim Holtz paper hanging out over there on the left. I will trim all of that down here in just one second. Sometimes I like having things hanging off of the edges. It just depends on what it is, but for the label and for the Tim Holtz paper, I will definitely trim those down, and then trimming across the bottom so that my card will sit in its little container very nicely. And then I'll actually leave the little piece. There's just a very fraction small piece hanging over on the left of that acetate piece. So that's it for my card today. Super simple. So if you like this video, I would really appreciate it if you gave it a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Join the Full Deck Challenge if you haven't. That's hosted by Shanuki Art. I will try to tag her down below as well. Consider also joining my Facebook group, also in the description. And until next time, bye.